All right, so what we got, roof rack is in. Got this from Vantech.us. This is a modular system. They make them for different vans. I found this, and I wanted to be able to bolt onto the rails. So the plan of attack for this is that the two solar panels are actually going to get mounted in between these two, and then in between these back two, I'm going to make like a wooden deck. So I got my pressure treated 1x6s ready to go, and then with the roof rack, getting back over here, you can see that the roof rack is actually too long. So the van curves, right? It curves front to back. So I'm gonna trim different piece. I'm gonna measure this up. I wanna trim each piece to fit its corresponding section because I want those flush. So I'm gonna chop the, about 4 inches off, 5 or 6 inches off of this one, and about 7 or 8 inches off of the back one. This is actually gonna slide back because I wanna utilize the entire roof. So we're gonna have the deck there and then solar panels in the front. I might even put a ladder on because now that I'm doing the deck. So I may put a ladder similar to Cyborg. You can see how I did the ladder there. I used riv nuts. I'm gonna see if there's one. I prefer the ones that go over the top because they're actually sturdier. So we'll see. So that's it. So let's get to work. Let's get to work. Okay, so update on where we're at right now. I finished cutting all of the crossbars. So these are all the chunks that I cut off. So those are gone. Get rid of those. Then what I also did is I got 4-inch flat aluminum, and I made 2 pieces of that, and then I have one piece of 5-inch aluminum, and it's 1/8 thick. And the idea is that the aluminum is going to act as like a lip. The solar panels will sit on this lip, so there'll be 1 inch sticking out on the front and the back, and then the middle, which is 5 inches, is going to have 1 inch on both sides. And that'll make sense once I get a little further on in this build. And what I ended up doing is I marked all my holes evenly spaced out. I have 7. I'm going to be using 7 stainless steel carriage bolts to mount these to the actual, you can see here, the carriage bolt slides right in and it's perfect. So 3/8 fit perfectly with these crossbars, and this is going to sit on top of it like so. And this will give me that 1-inch lip. So yeah, so right now what I'm going to end up doing, I need to attach the aluminum to the crossbars, and then I'm going to mock test everything. Then I'll have to drill out my holes for the solar panels, get that all in the right spots, and then I can actually get up there and install. So a couple hours away, hopefully we'll get this done. Let's get it knocked out. Alright, so this gives you an idea what it's going to look like. This will be my front piece, so my solar panel is actually going to sit and then get bolted directly to this lip. So here's my front piece. Now let's do this, the middle and the back. Put this to the side. behind this is I want to emulate what it's going to look like on the roof before I put it up there, because I need to drill holes, and it's going to be weird to attach. I haven't really figured out how I'm going to attach the panel to the lip, so that's what I want to do now. These are definitely big panels for this van, so I'm using two 170 watt rich solar panels. I had these for another project and I didn't get to that project yet, so I figured I would use them on this, and I like the idea of this. Okay, perfect. So that goes there. And the idea behind this design is that the panel is literally, it sits about 1/8 of an inch lower than this. So you could technically put, you know, wood across the top or a kayak or something like that, as long as it didn't go down onto the panel. I want the wiring to go to the middle, which it is. Perfect. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, great. So now I have the panel flipped over. You can see these are the pre-drilled holes. So all I'm going to do is measure center on each of those. Then I'm going to drill according holes on my 1-inch lip on both sides. Then I'll be able to attach the panels to the lip with 1/4 by 20 stainless bolts. Here's the specs on the rich solar panel: 170 watt, 18.6 volts, and it'll pull in 9.14 amps. So a good panel. I've used these before, and it should do really well on this build. First thing I always like to do, so that the screws don't wander, is using a punch. I can get my starting hole right where it's supposed to be. So I'll be using, like I said, I'm going to be using 1/4 20 bolts. I'm actually going to go 2 sizes larger so that I have a little wiggle room. So I'll be using the 9/32 drill bit. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty strong. So yeah, there's exactly 1/8 of an inch between the solar panel and the table because of the thickness of the crossbars. If I slide it, it's sliding on the crossbar, not on the panel. it. Sorry about the noise, filming with my phone. Air conditioner's on, fans are going. Cut down the wood into 6-foot sections. So we've got 9 pieces, 6 foot each, and that's going to be the base of the deck on the roof rack. I'm going to stain the bottom part first, flip everything, and then stain the top and just let it sit overnight, and it should look really good. So that's done. So now let's go ahead and finish this up. Let that dry overnight. I'm gonna put a fan on it now. All right, beautiful day here in South Florida. I got to actually wear a flannel shirt. So since it was a little cooler today and I could actually wear long sleeves and pants, I decided a good day to start welding. I'm gonna do 2 welding projects on this build. And the first is kind of making this exoskeleton for the roof rack. And I used these 1x6 pressure treated plywood, I guess deck plywood, for the roof rack. And it's, you know, by themselves, they're a little, there's too much flex in it. So what I ended up doing was I got 1-inch angle. So I got 2 pieces going along the middle, and then I'm going to end up tying all these together. So it's going to kind of act like a suspension bridge. When you step into the middle or put weight in the middle or on the sides, it's going to distribute the weight across. So it's going to reduce the flex a ton. It's still going to flex a little bit, but it's going to lock them all together and should be great. So originally I only put angle in the middle, and then these just came out to the edge, and I figured it would actually give a lot more strength if I just added 2 more, so 1 on each end of angle. And that's what I did now. So this is tacked up, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a pilot hole in each of these because I'll be putting stainless steel T-nuts underneath with stainless steel button head bolts, the same as this, down through. So it's actually going to sandwich this together. I'm going to drill a 5/16 hole through the wood, and I'll do just a size just higher than 1/4 inch for the top. And that way I have room to play. And then I'm going to take everything down, finish welding that, clean up all the rust, paint this, and then it'll go back on in a couple days. Done. Roof rack is done. That thing is not going anywhere. Woo! So we have the 4-inch aluminum underneath. That's bolted down with, I don't know, somewhere around 1/2-inch screws. And then we have the 1/4-20 bolts. There is a total of 72 bolts on all of the wood. So each wood is bolted to the aluminum, 2 on each end, and then it's bolted to the steel exoskeleton, 4 in each in the middle section. So a total of 72 right there. Observation deck is awesome. Look at that. Might as well get this. There's a little bit of flex, but nowhere near if it was just the wood alone. If it was just the wood alone, I was not comfortable with it. But this is great. You can put a couple chairs up here and hang out. All right, here is the finished look of the roof rack and solar install. As you can see, I added an 8-foot ARB awning to the passenger side, as well as the rear ladder, which I was talking about earlier on in the video. I figured if you need to get up to the roof observation deck, well, you need a ladder. Overall, really happy on how this came out, and as you can see, it only added about 4 inches or so to the overall height of the van. So not much added height and kept the low profile look to it. In the next video, we're going to be looking at how I installed this 20-inch aux beam light bar into the front bumper. It's got that stealth look to it, and I came up with a pretty simple way to make mounting brackets, and that was kind of the main thing, is how I made the mounting brackets and then also how I wired it up. So the next video is going to be pretty short. That'll be part 6 of this build series and the final build video before the walk around. So very excited. The final walk around is going to be 2 videos away, and can't wait to show you because the inside is awesome and really excited about it. That's going to wrap things up for this video. Stay tuned for number 6, which is going to come out really soon, and then right after that one, we're going to do the final walk around, the reveal of this van build. It's been done for a while, and I appreciate your patience in sticking around and still watching these videos. So stay tuned. The full walk around's coming soon, and we will see you in the next video.